start the show. The Good Life with DT and Spicoi. Welcome to the Good Life.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. Good Life. These boys are crazy.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. What? A Good Life.
What is this? This is our second podcast of 2024?
Yeah.
Second one, yeah.
This is the big deuce.
The big deuce. Well, we got a guest coming back, man, and then bringing somebody with him. Go on, Mr. Spicoi, lay it out.
Yeah, man, we're talking to the Impulsive with Shane and Jake. Such a pleasure to have you guys on the Good Life Podcast. I feel like we grew up in the same city, and we should know. I mean, this is your year. You guys sent us some of your new music, and I got goosebumps, man. I'm fired up and ready to go. What's the song called? Can we talk about the song? What's the song called?
We can talk about the song. We don't really have a name for the song, but it's most likely going to be "Can't Escape" is my guess. I mean, it's one of the main points of the song, and there's a story behind it, and that's probably what we're going to roll with. But it's a rocker. We brought the heat with this one.
I got here we go, man. Might as well just go back to it. Let's just call me out real quick. So Jake wasn't on the last podcast with Shane, and I had the big apology. You know, I slept on the Impulsive. I did it. I slept hard. Everybody, Kenny cheers. Got to listen to the Impulsive. And I was like, I'm good, man. I don't want to listen to any local stuff right now. Just being a douchebag.
Slacking.
We
You're a
had Shane on.
slacker.
Shane goes, hey, man, here's this new song coming out called Chemicals Collide. We're about to drop. I'm driving to work, and I put it on, and I'm just like, oh, you stupid fuck. They're so good. So then yesterday, he sends us this new one. And as soon as it hit, big compliment to Shane right now, dude, because I was like, this sounds like the heavy Breaking Benjamin shit, man. And I know you love them, dude. So it is amazing, man, dude. And the vocals and the screams, everything together, dude. That song is, I can't wait for everyone to hear that, dude. It's so good.
It packs a punch.
Yeah, tell us how it all came to be.
Well, we were kind of like all rushing and writing songs, and we're kind of like, man, we really don't know what song we want to do. And then, like, towards the end of our, I don't know, by the time it was like a month before we were going down there, Shane, something like that. 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, I got this idea, and I laid it all out, and all the guys really liked it, and we messed around with it for a couple weeks, and we sent it to Dawson before we went down there, and he fucking loved it. So we went down there, and honestly, we pretty much wrote most of the song ourselves. Dawson, you know, he put his magic in it, but I mean, a lot of it's just all of us.
Yeah, it was cool. We had maybe about anywhere from like 3 to 5 ideas down. There were some good ones, but I think we all really wanted that bouncy riff, that bouncy feel, just something that packs a punch right from the start. And we were just kind of spitballing ideas, and we landed on this one, and I'm glad we did. What's kind of funny is we went in with a couple different chorus ideas, nothing, and really a different verse idea. The verse idea was really good, but we couldn't come up with a chorus that really fit because the verse was very strong. And every chorus we tried, it was like losing momentum. So we switched things up about a bit, kind of brought down the verse, and then brought that pre-chorus in. And then the chorus you hear is an idea I've had in my phone for, I'd have to check, but say a year or two. It's just been sitting in there like, it's kind of a good melody. So I threw it down for the guys, like, hey, what do you think about this? They loved it. And I was like, do you love it? I think it's okay. Everyone was like, you're insane. This is fire. So
I got to agree with him, dude. And like I said, so I really started jamming hard to you guys with Chemicals Collide. So it's pretty recent, right? But I think there's a huge jump from Chemicals Collide to this one. Don't you think, Spicoi?
Yeah, I can tell like the evolution of the band like keeps growing, and you know, like what I heard in Chemicals Collide is different because what I told Shane when I first heard it, I like how the chorus kicks off and you can start to like hear that and you can see where the song is going. With this one, it starts off heavy and then very clean vocals, and then Jake just lets it rip, and I like where it's headed. If that's the future of like where your band is going towards, I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, what's funny, dude, is so like my wife's getting into like metal and shit, right? And so like we're listening to it upstairs, it's playing on my studio speakers, and then Jake starts screaming, and she just looks at me and she's like, And I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's the reaction that they were looking for. So that's what you guys got, man. Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we actually went a lot of outside the box with this one, lyrically especially, or I guess melody, vocal melodies, because like the way that I sing the verse is like super different than anything we've ever done before. And then Shane just like reached an all time like super high on his melodies. Like it was really challenging for him to hit those notes, but he fucking slayed it, you know?
Yeah, that chorus definitely comes in, dude. And it is, as soon as like the music cuts out and he starts singing, like, you know, it's about to punch, dude. And it's great how you guys did that, man. Congratulations. I think everybody, it's tough to talk about because nobody's heard it yet, but when they hear it, and if this is talk, you're like, all right, we know exactly what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Right. Everyone else has always known me for just the, the squeaky clean singer, which is fine. That's what I am. But I'm just trying to push the boundaries, like Jake said, put a little rasp on it. So that was fun in studio to hit.
Will we be hearing that Friday night at the waiting room?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Here we go. This is
it's a possibility.
With the holidays and everything, you can ask our drummer about that. He's the one that's got to learn the most.
Oh shit! Okay. Did you guys land on a cover song? I know you guys put a thing out about doing a cover song. Are you guys doing a new one on Friday?
Ask our drummer.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the drummer's is he in trouble? Are you calling him out?
He's in trouble. No, it's Christmas time. We're all busy, but he's the song we may or may not have chosen to do. He is not familiar with, so he's got to do some homework.
Well, I guess real quick, let's talk about the show so everybody knows what we're talking about. January 5th, this Friday night at the Waiting Room, right?
Absolutely.
What's going on with the show? Who all's on
Yep.
it? What's the plans?
I don't know. Say the past 4 or 5 years, we played a show in January with Dave from Midwest Elite Concerts at the Waiting Room, and every single time it's our best show of the year. So we figured, what the heck, let's give it a name this year. Got our New Year's Bash. You can call it our first ever, even though we've done about, like I said, 4 or 5 January shows in a row, I think. The Impulsive. And it's like I said, this Friday, January 5th, with Beast Eagle from Omaha. Etched in Embers is down from Springfield, Missouri. We just played with those guys. And we're also bringing on Altura to open the show. It's going to be a good show. They're all bands. They're great bands. They're solid quality acts. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that you guys have really had a killer 2023 year. Like, you guys have done a lot of shows. You've teamed up with a lot of big names. You played Rockfest. You teamed up with the guys in Arson City and Through Fire. I feel like you really had a hell of a 2023. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really helped build the Impulsive like a solid foundation in Omaha. You know, we kind of already had that up and coming underdog kind of thing going, but now I think like the 2023 really helped us build that concrete foundation for us to build off of.
Yeah, I got to see you guys for the first time at the Citizens Havoc. That's what they called it. Yeah, man. And it was me and Spicoi and my brother, and you guys hit the stage, and me and Spicoi both looked at each other and was like, yo, they are setting the fucking bar right now for how this concert's about to go. You guys killed it. I was so impressed with you guys.
It was nice seeing you a minute before I had to go on stage.
Yeah. I was like, we got to get a picture with the band. You're like, when? And I was like, I don't care. Like, not now, I gotta go. I was like, all right, see you, man.
It was funny because some dude came up to me while we were just like rocking out, and somebody was like, that's my neighbor, that's Jake, that's my neighbor. And he was like shaking me. Like, that's awesome, dude, that's so cool. And he's like, he's on stage, can you believe it? I'm like, no, I can't believe it, that's great, focus on the show. It was so funny. He was so hyped for you though, man. It felt he was like so proud that you were up on stage and like got to see you in action. And I think that's a big, I mean, when you see the Impulsive, I know DT was sleeping on you guys for a little bit, but I mean, you kind of, you guys have been the underdog, and you guys have been the ones that have like, you've opened up for bigger acts. But now I feel like in 2024, like you guys are the act.
I'm on board with that. I agree with that 100%. I told my wife that earlier. I said there's a certain point in a band where you take local out of the name. And after the last 2 songs I've heard, I think local is no longer in that name. I think you guys are achieving and going to achieve big things this year.
I appreciate it.
That's good to hear, man. We appreciate that because, it's been a long time that we've kind of been trying to reach that level. We've always just been kind of raising the bar a little bit. And we kind of, honestly, for myself, I feel like for the first 10 years or so, we kind of just missed that, even though at the time we felt like we were getting better and better, we kind of just stayed stagnant for a little bit. And ever since we've been going to Dawson, who's been challenging us and helping us write better songs. It's like now we're like there. I feel like,
especially live too. I feel like for the first half of our existence, we really weren't good. We were young, figuring it all out, and then we kind of started slowly getting. And then once COVID hit, we kind of like rebranded, got new members in there, fresh blood, and I think it set the level of musicianship and professionalism, and I think we've all challenged ourselves to improve our live performance and our capabilities. And I think you can tell. I think the last 2 or 3 years, you could really tell that we're sounding like a real band now. We're all grown up. Feels good.
You guys keep mentioning Dawson. Who is Dawson?
Yep.
Yeah,
Chris Dawson. It's our producer.
He's the man behind the curtain.
He's going to make your song go from here to here by his amazing capabilities. He's a great mixer, great engineer, great producer. He's a good friend too.
Where's he out of?
Well, he's right out of Wichita, called Derby, Kansas. But we've always recorded in Omaha, and then we recorded up in Scotland, South Dakota. And now we found Chris Dawson down in Derby, Kansas, and it's a really good fit for what we're going for. So,
does it feel like when you leave the state, it makes you go outside the box a little bit more? I wonder that because I know a lot of bands leave outside of where they're from to go record sometimes, and I know it's to record with people that are more talented, probably like Chris Dawson, but just kind of get away from this area.
No, for me mentally, no. It's all about different producers, different mixers. They're going to give you different sounds, and we've tried a few in the past, and that were great. But you find the one that fits your vision, and I don't care where it is. If you don't record with him, you're going to regret it. Or the person that sounds exactly like you want your music to sound, if you don't record that person, you're going to regret it. So we found Dawson. We're not leaving.
What's cool about that answer, man, is so when we had Story of the Year on, they had they were talking about the new album they just recorded, and I can't remember his name. Colin Brixton, that's his name. He's like a young kid, I guess. And, they were recording, and that kid Colin was like, this isn't how Story of the Year does it. This is how Story of the Year would do it. And that's how they got the whole album pretty much sound like a sequel to Page Avenue. So it's pretty much, they said that exact same thing. Really a producer will look at your music and just be like, do this here, and it'll sound a million times better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing with him is all of our ideas, especially this, well, maybe not really this song, but we'll send him ideas of a full song maybe. And he'll be like, I like this part and this part, but he's like, I don't really like what you're doing on the verse or the chorus, or I don't like this guitar part. I don't like how it does this. He will not be afraid to tell you that something just doesn't jive. And he will challenge you to write something, not just something different, but something that he can feel and see. You could come up with 5 different things. You'd be like, I'm still not feeling it. Man. So
you think that, man?
Yeah.
Do you know who I think that they would team up with super well?
Motionless in White.
Sleep Theory, dude.
Sleep Theory?
I think them and Sleep Theory, dude, they would team up so well together on a show or even a tour, dude. That'd be so cool to see you guys do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think they would jump at.
That'd be pretty badass.
Any opportunity that fits well with the band, or maybe I don't know. Maybe you guys will whore yourselves out and be like, "We'll do whoever. We'll go on tour. We'll get out of here. We don't care. It's been way too long."
I would go on for you.
So with the new music coming out, are you planning on just releasing singles? Planning on maybe releasing the EP, an album? What's kind of the game plan?
I don't think we really have a game plan. It's more or less singles singles at a time. But I think we're all kind of on board with we want to put them all into an EP down the road. That way we have all of them in one little collection. So I think within the next song or two, that might be the idea.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Up in the castle, evil mischief stirs.
Plan number 42. I shall turn myself into a cat and get adopted by the butcher's daughter so I can learn all her secrets. Then, I will use them to make her fall in love with me. What do you think, Wilson?
Hey, check out 1v1 Me DM on all podcast platforms to see more of Dracula's perfect plans at finding true love.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know. I'm stoked, man. I can't wait to hear it, to be honest with you, man. I was going to ask, I think maybe this will be a new thing we do. We're going to ask every guest we have on who we should try to get on too. Who's your favorite artist that we should get on the podcast?
Yeah, that is cool. But I want to hear from people who are in bands, who they would like to hear and get inspiration from.
I've already given my answer to the last one, Jake. You take this one.
Yeah, you got
Well, I'm gonna say probably Adam Gontier because he's when he was in 3 Days of Grace, that was my band back in the day. They were the inspiration for me to start wanting to like write my own music and be in a band and just let out my fucking emotions and shit, you know.
Damn, those are two big dogs right there for both of them. His is Ben Burnley.
Right.
I know that from Shane right now. It's Ben Burnley.
Well, that was my second choice, but I already knew that's probably
I've
what
been trying
Shane
to get Ben
picked.
Burnley on since me and Spicoi started. That it's hard, man. It might happen. We'll see. But we literally were just talking about Adam right before you guys came on, so that's funny.
One thing about Adam Gontier is I was at this radio conference, and they're like, all right, we got a surprise band playing for you guys. We want to know what you think. And it was in Minneapolis. And this 3-piece band comes up and walks on stage, and they're like, hello, we're from Canada. We're 3 Days Grace. Here's everything I hate about you. And like, it was just me and like 50 other people watching this band, and they're like, I hope you guys can play the song on the radio one day. And I knew right away, man, there's something special about this band. And what's funny is when I was leaving the next day, the band was out in the lobby, passed out, falling asleep, asleep, like holding onto their instruments, waiting for the ride to get out of there. And I was like, dude, this is crazy, because they had, Adam had the mohawk. It was like when he had the mohawk and the other guys in the band as well. And it was just that moment. I was like, dude, we're so going to play these guys on the radio. They're so good. And just seeing them, just getting started and what they evolved into and how big they became. And then Adam walking away from all that because he felt like it was a machine. He was just trapped in like a machine. It was like, rinse, recycle, repeat over and over again. And I love what he's doing with Saint Asonia. Like, I just think that's super cool. And I don't think they get enough respect. I mean, they're so good.
They are.
Oh, they're underrated.
I just think everybody's used to, 3 Days Grace and that caliber. And, it is a little different, but it's still his voice,
Those are such fun stories to be able to do, though, man. I'm like, I saw this band, I'm like, nobody knew who they were, and they blew up. But I think that's a big inspiration to like people who are in music. Have you guys like gotten to witness anything like that? Like a band that wasn't very big that you got to see, and now they're just like huge?
We did get offered to play with Highly Suspect at Sokol Underground before they blew up. We weren't able to make the show because our guitarist at the time, he was in the military, so he was on his, I can't believe whatever they call it. Every month you got to go. So we missed out on playing with Highly Suspect before they blew up. But other than that, man,
it's wild.
I will say, right now, what's happening, I hope this is one of those moments for you guys where you guys just blow the fuck up. And then we go back to the podcast and be like, we fucking told you so. Told you so. I really think it's going to happen for you guys, man. It's just the maturity of the music is coming through, man. It's so awesome.
Man, I hope.
Thank you.
Do you guys feel like, though, like when it comes to all this, you have to do the TikTok thing, you have to go that route?
Yeah, that's we talked about that many times recently about marketing our new songs from here on out. I think we're mainly just going to go through TikTok,
Instagram Reels, and Facebook Reels. I mean, it's kind of like, it's just like, you got to do it. I mean, I'm at a point now where like I don't post a lot on social media because you can get caught and looking, you got to keep doing it every single day, keep up on your likes and your comments. I mean, it really is essential to being a part of a band, but at the same time, it's toxic. You still have to enjoy life. I've got 2 kids. I'm not going to spend all day on my phone just for, likes and stuff like that. So you got to find the right balance. But if any band out there wants to gain traction on social media, you kind of really need to be doing TikTok and all that stuff for the kids.
Yeah, man, it's tough, dude. I mean, even with the podcast, I mean, I run all of our social media stuff mainly, dude. It's a lot of work, dude. I mean, you should talk to Brady from 6th Century. That's who you should talk to. He's kind of got it figured out, man, because 6th Century on TikTok is just killing it, man. So whatever his,
that's a band that would, these 2 bands right here, the Impulsive and 6th Century, that would be a great tour. Do you know 6th Century?
Never heard of them.
If
you need to check out,
they just opened for Five Finger Death Punch, but what they're doing right now and what you guys are doing is like same page exactly. I would love to see that tour. Shoot them a DM, like The Good Life sent you guys there, and see what you can work out.
Dude, I'm gonna say this, and obviously this isn't concrete or Bible or anything, but in 2024, I would love to do a Good Life Podcast Presents concert. And obviously, Impulsive is going to be one of my picks. But I would like to get some other bands that we've had on, like 6th Century maybe, man, and just put together one of these concerts of like our like people like this is the future right here, and get like 4 bands. How cool would that be?
That'd be sick. You know, we're down.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're
Actually,
all
I know of a spot. There, like DT has a backyard. It's huge. I mean, it's absolutely astronomical. Dog shit everywhere.
Damn it.
But if you can avoid that, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
You know what's hilarious about this, Jake? So it's probably, I don't know how much you. So every time we do a podcast, somehow my backyard gets brought up to it, right? And so he told this to Shim from Sick Puppies. Well, Shim thought literally my backyard was a concert venue or some shit because he texts us and he's like, "Hey, are we serious about me coming to play in DT's backyard?" And I was like, "No, dude, we're not gonna go in my backyard, man."
Yeah, we've got 4 dogs. We know all about the dog shit in the
It
backyard.
would be it'd be a messy mosh pit, man. We learned that I'm too old to mosh pit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Spicoi?
Yep, DT almost threw his back out at Swaco. I'm like, damn, dude. And then people are using his back because he's so short. People are jumping on your back to get on top.
Some chick like
I
dropped
mean,
her
what?
purse or something. So
The
I was like, "Oh,
actual-
I got to pick it up," and I bent down, and then people just like were running off me like a ramp and jumping the skydive, dude. I was like, "God." Damn.
You want to hear the last time I went mosh pitting was at a Trivium concert at Sokol. And I don't like to mosh pit because somebody ends up getting hurt. But, so my buddy Mike, who was the bassist for us a while ago, before Chris, well, we were at the Trivium concert, and he's like, "Dude, we got to mosh. And like, people kept trying to grab me to mosh. So I'm like, "Okay, fuck it, I'll mosh." And I started to just rear up and just fucking just charge right on in there. And everybody just like, I don't know what it was, but the whole group of people looked at me and they all like subsided.
no.
And the only thing that was in my path was this 13-year-old little girl.
You smashed her?
And I mowed her down because like, it was like at the last split second, like I felt so fucking bad. And I'm like, I'm never moshing ever
she's
again.
Dead
ever,
now. Nice
never.
knowing her.
Parents are listening to this
R.I.P.
being like, "You put her in a wheelchair." You piece of
What's the best song what's the biggest song that gets the crowd going for you guys? With
Probably
the mosh
Closure
pit?
at the moment, especially with that break. That gets people going. We've never really had a heavy breakdown like that. So
Yeah. Soon it'll be the new song.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be close, dude.
Yeah.
Not new one hit. Kind of bricks, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be tight. So let me ask you this: when you guys, okay, what's the bigger reaction right now with your covers? Because I know you do "Rock You Like a Hurricane" and then also "Diary of Jane." Which one gets the bigger reaction?
Probably Hurricane.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say Diary.
Well, I guess it depends live or on Spotify because they have.
I guess
No, live.
it really
live.
depends because like if we play a show in Omaha, I feel like Hurricane does better, like a better reaction, just because people expect us to play it. But if we play like an out of town show, then I would say it's probably Diary.
I challenge you guys to take a song that's not a rocky song, like a rock song, and making it heavy. Maybe you guys doing that Friday. We'll see. I don't know, but something like Arson did. Like that was Arson's cover of Bad Mood Rising. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
You guys should take something that's not expected and make it the Impulsive way.
We definitely listened to the comments. So the band that we're gonna cover is in the comments. I'll let you.
Well, I commented, so it better be mine. Goddamn it.
What did you comment?
Well, it's obviously not mine, or that would be it.
What did you? What did?
I told you to comment. Rod, do you call my name?
Oh, I used to play that song on guitar. That's a good song.
It's just a fun song.
That's a really good song.
And when I'm gonna go through the comments.
Let me ask you this though: have you guys ever thought about like collaborating with other local artists that like on a song that you think that or that inspires you, that excites you? Have you ever thought about doing that? I haven't heard of that in a while, where like artists are doing that, or is it just not a thing right now?
You mean like live or like in studio?
Like on a song, like something where you guys just team up with a local artist that inspires you or excites you.
Are you talking about like recording wise or playing live? Yeah, recording.
There's kind of some of that goes on in the background. People will reach out to us or whatever, and like, hey, you guys want to do like a spot on this song? Like I've been asked to scream on a couple of songs, or I know Shane's been asked to sing a couple of stuff, but it never really happens. It's just kind of up in the air.
Especially rappers, they're like, "We love your stuff. Let's do something." Like that Linkin Park and Jay-Z mixture. I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's fucking do it!" And then it just drops dead and never comes to fruition because it's hard. It's hard coordinating all that stuff. So I mean, ideas are really cool, but making them come to fruition.
Well, maybe we'll have to collaborate, man. I got a new hip hop album coming out, so
There you go. Is
With
Kenny
that-
drumming? Is Kenny drumming for you?
No, actually, my buddy Louis King is. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
So maybe I will link up with the Impulsive if they listen to it and go, oh, the little short fat dude from The Good Life can actually rap a little bit here. I'm trying to go through Facebook now because I'm like, I'm trying to see these comments, see if I can guess what the cover is. But either way, you're not going to tell me. I'm stoked to see it though, man. I think I'm good on Friday. I think I'll be out there, man, for sure. Man,
you better be,
dude. Yeah, after seeing you guys live that last time, like I said, I was supposed to come see you guys at the other one, and I think Tommy Vex ended up backing his podcast up, so we couldn't come to the show, and felt bad. And then I finally saw you, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I wish I was on with the other one now."
Well, hey, this one is our headliner, so it's an important one to make.
That's true.
It's our show, so it's gonna be good.
Right. So how does this work then? When you're a headliner, for those who don't know, like, what do you have to do to make it different?
It's really up to you and what kind of stage show you want to bring. Like, you see Arson City and their whole setup. No one's doing anything like that in Omaha. Like,
Right.
Those guys fucking rock it. But we kind of like put our own flair, but we want ours to look like, these giant banners, these giant flags that go with it. Yeah, there's stuff that we want to incorporate as well down the road. But like I said, time and making those ideas come to fruition.
So how many songs do you guys, when you're headlining, how long's the set? Is it like 45 minutes, an hour?
It's about 45.
And that's about 10 songs, 12 songs?
About 10 songs.
We used to do longer, like as many as we're playing them, and then just you realize you're getting on late, you're getting done late. Nobody wants to stay out that late. I don't want to stay out that late if I'm seeing a band. So we're trying to be on stage by 10 or 10:30 most of our shows and play for about 45 to an hour tops. Because there's a point where I don't care how much you like the band, you're going to hit that point of they've played enough songs, you're like, all right, I love these songs, but I could care less now.
Yeah, and then you got to think about, like, people want to talk to you afterwards. They want to get pictures, give you hugs, whatever it is. You want to give them enough time to do that.
How do you guys feel like? We get a couple more questions in, but how do you feel like your following and fan base in Omaha? Do you feel like it's growing at a good rate right now?
Yeah, I think we always thought it was a little more than what it actually was, but now that we're putting out quality, sounding music and a quality show, I think it's actually gaining traction.
I saw pictures from that Springfield show you did, and that looked like it was packed, dude.
That was a fun show.
That was really fun show.
Did you guys?
Yes.
Hopefully you guys have a good answer for this. Otherwise, it's gonna be a shitty question. But did you have people in that crowd down there who was like knew any of your stuff or singing along or anything?
There were.
Yeah, there's people that actually came for us.
Yeah, that's when like like the radio station is promoting it right, or you guys are promoting it right on social media. When people are like, "Yeah, I showed up," like, and you guys are the opening act in a different city. And so obviously you're doing something right, or they're doing something right. And it's just only a matter of time. And like a good song is a good song. If when you guys release this one, I'm excited to see where it's going to go, where it's going to end up, how this is going to elevate you guys to another level. Cause you just need that one song. They always say it just comes down to that one song. And if it hits right and people connect to it,
that's right.
There's no stopping you guys.
Oh yeah, man. Spicoi, before we close off, I got to tell you something. So on the first podcast with Shane, we learned that me and Shane live pretty close together. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you guys are like a block away.
I've learned that Shane doesn't know where you serve beer and where you don't serve beer. So there's a church in my neighborhood, right? And we take my kids there every Halloween to go trunk or treating. And I thought I saw Shane in there, and I texted him, and I was like, "Shane, are you at this church?" And he didn't text me back. And then we were getting ready to leave, and then Shane was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And I was like, "I thought that was you." And me and my wife had gotten a babysitter that night. And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go get some beers." So Shane, loud as fuck, goes, "They're serving fucking beer here?"
The church.
Dude, yeah, we're stoked to see you guys Friday night, man. Waiting room headlining this shit, man. Seriously, man, we hope all the success for
Thank you guys.
Man, I really appreciate it. Expect some crazy energy, new music, maybe. I don't know, a cover, maybe something that sounds like this. Who knows? Let's see. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that at all?
Oh boy. Dude, that part right there, where that little break is, as soon as that hit, I was just like, "Oh shit, man, this is gonna be
show up, support the scene, baby. Let's go."
Oh, so good.
That's right.
Do it.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming on, man. We'll see you guys on Friday night, bro.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.